today we are going to do another genetic disorder, that is thalassemia. It is again a blood disorder. It's like sickle cell anemia. But here the difference is that this is autosomal recessive trait, alpha globin chain and beta globin chain. So in this disorder, any of these chains can be affected, and depending on the number of proteins which are affected, there are fewer hemoglobin molecules, and because of that because the hemoglobin is responsible for the transport of oxygen in red blood cells. So because of the less hemoglobin, the transport of oxygen is difficult, and in severe cases blood transfusion is required in these children. So we will see thalassemia. Thalassemia is a Mendelian disorder. Once again, Mendelian disorder means it is affecting the gene. Autosome linked recessive blood disorder. It is on an autosomal chromosome and it is recessive. And disease is transmitted from parents to the offspring when both parents are unaffected carriers for the gene. That means both the parents are heterozygous, they are the carriers, but they are not affected by this disease. They are the carriers. So in their children, when the condition of homozygous recessive comes, the children are affected. The defect is due to mutation or deletion of the gene responsible for the synthesis of globin chains of hemoglobin. So there is defect is due to the mutation or deletion, and because of this mutation or deletion of the gene, there is defect in the globin chain of hemoglobin. This results into reduced rate of synthesis of one of the globin chain. Either the alpha globin will not be formed or the beta globin will not be formed, and these are the globin chains that make up hemoglobin. Now this causes the formation of abnormal hemoglobin molecule, which is resulting into anemia. Here the overall result would be the abnormal hemoglobin molecules which are resulting into the anemia. In case of sickle cell anemia, the RBC was deformed, the RBC was getting converted into sickle shaped, and that was causing the anemia. Now, thalassemia can be classified into two types depending upon the type of chain of hemoglobin molecule that is affected. So, as I told you, there are two chains are there, alpha and beta. So, if alpha chain is affected, then it is also called alpha thalassemia, just to distinguish from which globin chain is affected. The names are alpha and beta. So if beta chain is affected, we can call it beta thalassemia. Now, alpha thalassemia is controlled by two closely linked genes. Now, there are two genes on chromosome number 16 of each parent. That means on chromosome number 16, two genes are linked. Linked means they are together, associated together, HbA1 and HbA2. Hb is for hemoglobin, HbA1 and HbA2. Clear? And these are present, these two genes are present on chromosome number 16. And the affected child is getting chromosome number 16 from both the parents. That means one from father and one from mother, because we are having a pair of 16 chromosomes. So the affected person or the child is having 4 genes, 2 ABA1 and 2 ABA2. So alpha thalassemia is observed in offspring due to mutation or deletion of one or more of the 4 genes. Now there can be mutation in 1 gene, there can be mutation in 2, mutation in 3, or all the 4 genes. So depending on the deletion or mutation which has occurred on these 4 genes, whether it is 1 or whether it is 2, 3 or 4, the symptoms are differs. So symptoms of thalassemia can be none to severe. The symptoms can be severe if all 4 genes are affected. The more genes are affected, the less alpha globin molecules would be produced, and the less alpha globin molecule would be produced, less hemoglobin would be there, and more severe would be the symptoms. Now, beta thalassemia, this is controlled by a single gene. Like alpha was controlled by 2 genes, beta is controlled by single gene, HBB. HBB is for hemoglobin again, and B on chromosome 11. That was on chromosome 16. Now, this gene is present on chromosome 11 of each parent. That means the child is having total 2 genes on chromosome 1, both the chromosome now 11, because the child is having pair of chromosome 11. So he or she is having 2 genes. So the defect occurs due to mutation of 1 or both the genes. The defect can be in 1 gene or defect can be in 2 genes. So that's why thalassemia is a quantitative problem. Quantitative means the more the genes affected, the severe would be the symptoms, less would be the hemoglobin, and less the genes affected, the more would be the hemoglobin, and less would be the symptoms. The symptoms would be very mild. So depending on how many genes are affected, the problem is existing. So the symptoms depend on the number of genes which are affected. That's why the symptoms of this disease may vary from none to severe. If it is severe, in severe cases, blood transfusion is required at regular intervals. It is that severe because the hemoglobin is not present. So thalassemia is a quantitative problem. Quantitative means quantity decides of synthesizing too few molecules of hemoglobin. Depending upon the number of genes affected, the hemoglobin is synthesized. So sickle cell anemia is now if we differentiate between sickle cell anemia and thalassemia, both are anemia, but sickle cell anemia is a qualitative, because in sickle cell anemia the sickle cell anemia is caused due to qualitative problem, because the synthesis of globin is incorrectly functioning. The incorrectly functioning globin is produced, and because of that the shape is different. So this we can say it's a qualitative problem, whereas thalassemia is a quantitative problem. Symptoms depend on the type and can vary from none to severe. There can be no symptoms at all, and there can be severe symptoms if the number of genes affected are more. Now, severity depends upon how many of the genes for alpha globin, this is 4. Severity depends upon how many of 4 genes, because for alpha there are 4. How many of 4 genes for alpha globin and 2 genes for beta globin are missing. Read this as 4. So see this. This is the normal blood RBCs, and this is in the thalassemia. So this is the difference which occurs, and it depends on the number of genes. So more the number of genes are affected, more would be the symptoms. Severe would be the symptoms. Now, if we see the pedigree, this is suppose, as I told you, that both parents should be heterozygous for the child to be affected by this disease. Now, this is one parent having one normal gene and one gene is having B. B is what? Beta. So, beta thalassemia gene is present on this one. One is normal. So this is heterozygous condition. This is also heterozygous condition. One is normal and one is having B gene. Now what is the probability in children? 25% would be NNN. That means all normal, absolutely normal. They are not even carriers. 50% would be carriers and 25% would be affected. Because when the recessive homozygous condition comes, those children would be affected by thalassemia. See this also, the thalassemia inheritance. This is again the shaded, half part shaded. So this is thalassemia gene is denoted by green color and normal gene is red. So this is also heterozygous condition, heterozygous male and heterozygous female. So probability is normal, thalassemia trait carriers and severe thalassemia offspring. So this is how the pedigree goes.